very passionate about digital marketing. Nothing unique there. So I think a lot of people, so many people who know digital marketing, who are interested in digital marketing, they was passionate. But what was interesting was combining that passion with a space which very few people understood at that point of time. So that's an example that is coming to my mind. Now there is something more in this story. So I met him in Toronto about 2 years back, and at that point of time, they was still doing these freelance projects in the crypto space. The interesting thing was that his goal was that I want to travel. I want to continue to travel, and I don't want to do a job which binds me to one geographical location. So I moved to Toronto because I wanted to continue doing work online. So that's one, and the work should also combine my passion. So to your original question, he was passionate about digital marketing. He wanted to continue working there, and he found this niche, which is the crypto space, where there were very few people who understood the marketing, because everything is new, but it's an exploding space. It was an exploding space. It still is very, very fast.
This was in which year? This was in which year?
So he probably started 4-5 years back, which means 2017, 16, 17 is when he started doing these small projects. 2019 is when I had met him, and by that time he had become a fairly, in his own words, fairly known influencer in the exclusive crypto communities, where founders and people who are about to launch, they ask, does anyone know a guy who can do marketing and create more awareness for our coin? And that's when, since there were very few people who would have created a name for themselves, they being one of those, he was getting these projects.
He's almost like let's say a CMO, a cloud CMO, or a CMO who takes it to an ICO.
Yeah. So you can call that, which is what he has become now, by the way. So now he, which is the interesting part of the story further, that's why I'm sharing this particular story. So here is a guy in 2019 living his life almost like a dream, that I want to travel. So I want to do something which is geography agnostic. So he moved from Bangalore to Toronto, and picked up a project or a set of projects, I would say, which are completely online. So he's making money, working on something he's passionate about. He doesn't have to be bound to a particular geography, and he has built a name in that space. That space is exploding. So till here, it was already like a good story of how you can live your dream by pursuing your passion. But then what happens next is that given that Dave is becoming bigger and bigger in terms of name, and he's getting these clients automatically, so he started to go further, and instead of being solo, he created a company called Blockwiz, which in 1.5 years has grown to 45 members team, has almost 70 plus clients that it has worked with, 600 plus campaigns that it has worked with. So suddenly you see that this is big in that particular space, and now there is a particular process of getting the client. Instead of being solo, I'm sure out of those 45 members, there is a set of team members who are getting the business as well. But what started was something probably 4 or 5 years as a passion and interest, picking off a niche which is exploding, continuing to just focus on that, building your expertise, building your name, and then we are seeing something like a sudden result, which is like a huge growth and a big company.